Yeah, the boys are very excited to be in a prelim. Haven't been here too many times, so a young group as well, and you know, we've been saying it for the whole year, but yeah, it's an exciting time, and it's just good being around the footy club. I mean, this year, you know, this time last year we were 3 weeks into an off season, so that's the best thing, being around your mates still and still loving footy. Had a pretty easy week last week with no game, you know, in front of us, and then you learn your opponent, and it's a pretty normal week for us this week.
They got 3 big, tall forwards. It's a nice big challenge for you boys this week, down back.
Yeah, they do, and that's, you know, one of their big strengths. They got, you know, big marking forwards, and they're all, you know, individually really good in their own right, and we'll be up against it for sure. And we'll play our way though, and you know, take it up to them hopefully.
When you played them last down in Tassie, I think the wind was playing havoc. Can you learn much from that day about how they set up and play? Yeah,
you definitely can. I mean, they knocked us off down in Tassie, and being from Geelong, I know a little bit about bad weather, and that was some of the worst I've played in. But you certainly see how they play, and we learned a lot that game. They taught us a lesson in a few areas, and definitely been able to have a look back on it.
Have you had a look this week?
At that game?
At that game,
yeah. I mean, you've got to look at the opponents you're playing. So specifically for us, we only played them once this year. Yeah, it's a good question. He's actually, I'm not sure if you guys have seen him. He's been running around with us the last couple of weeks, and I've been just making sure he's not sneaking up to, you know, have a berth this week or next. And he assures me he's not quite up to it yet, but. It's been great having him back around the boys on the track as well. I mean, he's been good for us coaching, and we've been learning off him still, but it's still hard. He's in rehab and he's doing his own thing, but to get him out amongst the boys, it's been a bit of a lift for the group really, because he's a big part. He's in our leadership group, and you know, we've missed him a lot this year, as well as Mitch Brown. You know, those guys will be hurting, definitely, but you know, we've got to, you know, be excited for what we're doing, but you know, keep in mind what they're going through as well, because they're both walk-in starters for us last year, so it's going to be a pretty tough time for them.
Being mates, do you talk to him about his emotions in the lead up to this? Stepped away and...
It's a bit of both. I mean, definitely conscious of it, thinking of them all the time, but you got to remember that you got a job to do as well, and they know that as well. They deal with a little bit what they're going through privately, and they let us do, you know, the boys playing, do their job, but everyone's in it together, and this weekend they'll be there right with us, and you know, they speak to us most halftime breaks, which is really good, hearing from, you know, players that have been at the coalface. So, you know, looking forward to having them with us this weekend. Well, Adrian Hickmott, who's our you know, backline coach, he'll be the first to say that even though he's not too far removed from the game, he still doesn't see it as clearly as players do, and that's the biggest thing. You know, Easy is Eric's nickname. He's able to see things that maybe coaches can't, so you get the little insights and sometimes more direct feedback than the coach is able to give you. That's the biggest thing for me, especially playing in really his position. He can give me really specific, do this, don't do this. Yeah, I've heard plasticine man thrown around a little bit. He seems fine to me, and he was obviously a bit sore the last game we had, but you know, a week off does wonders, and I think he's been able to look after his body, and I think he's feeling pretty good. Good, yeah, I feel really good. Full training this week. Yeah, haven't missed a beat. No, we have a bit of a chat about it. Nothing too much. I mean, Brown and Waite, they probably weren't playing there last year when Eric was there, so it's a little bit of a different combination, and we'll have a bit of a chat about it. But it's more game day stuff between myself and Eric. Yeah, just playing as a team, and that's for our whole the whole of West Coast is playing team footy. We certainly can't rely on individuals. I mean, Eric, when he was in the team, was, you know, getting the best player most weeks, and we just don't have that luxury to have such a good player like Eric in the team at the moment. So just playing team footy and looking after each other.
And that'll obviously be the motto this weekend.
Yeah, we won't be changing too much for the prelim. Yeah, have heard the talk about the Weagles web. It is outside perception, and you know, everyone's got jobs to do and analyse things and get people talking. But I guess we'll just keep playing how we've been playing, and we'll let the Weagles web just float around in the intra web.
Analysed well, then? Pretty well.
outside. It's probably different to what we talk about inside, and it doesn't really have much impact on us anyway.
Sure, you pretty smashed and all ticking boxes?
Yeah, everyone's pretty good to go. I've probably done the reverse to him a few times. I've been off a few times late in games as well. Had the red vest a few times, and again, it doesn't change too much for us. We shuffle it around a little bit, and it just means we don't have a taller body. But you know, interchanges during the quarters, we play with one and sometimes no talls down there anyway. So in terms of our matchups, it doesn't change a whole lot for us. Yeah, Elliot and others as well, having flexibility in different positions, different lines is pretty important for us as a team. And Simo preached that last year as well, and probably started executing it a little better as a group this year, being able to play different roles. Yeah, it's really important for us, and it goes with the team footy aspect of things.
Well, you finished second, had the week off, you're playing at home, you're playing against the side that finished eighth. Do you feel pressure, or because I think you went into the first week as underdogs, now it's the complete opposite? Yeah,
the underdog and favourite status, I don't think means too much in finals, to be honest. Yeah, I think last week Sydney North, I think Sydney were favourites going into it, and North gets up and wins. So you can't look into that's again outside perceptions, and North will be coming over here to play their best footy, and so will we. And second and eighth and all that, it doesn't really come into it too much. Yeah, it was the first time I had the feeling of, yeah, it was almost jealousy. I wouldn't call it jealousy, but I was envious of what he was doing. And to be able to experience that from a close friend like Matt and see how much joy he had, and just sort of being around that, it was definitely a driving factor this year. And it'd be, it's obviously a dream to get there, but that was a good moment for me to sort of say, well, this is what you're here for. That's what footy's for, to get to the pinnacle. Yeah, personally, it's been a better year, but I mean, opportunities have opened up a little bit with players coming out, and I mean, the most important thing for me and everyone's just playing your role. So I've had a pretty specific role this year, and just executing that's been my goal every week. Yeah, we that's a while back now, but we plan to put on a little bit of weight and be able to play tall and small a bit better. And so by chance, it ended up that I did need the weight, with Brownie and Eric going down, who were probably our bigger backs at the time.
It takes some getting used to out on the field.
No, it was actually, yeah, big ups to our strength and conditioning guys who were able to load me up through my whole body rather than just top heavy or bottom heavy. And yeah, I felt pretty good all year.
How much confidence has that given you to know now that you can compete with those big key forwards?
Yeah, I'm confident. I've had confidence in myself, for a while now though, so that's all right.
Jordan Lewis said that the Hawks were a bit intimidated by West Coast crowd a couple of weeks back. Are you calling on the fans to show some sort of intimidation come Saturday night and try and help you get over the line? Yeah, definitely. Definitely we are, and I'm looking forward to hearing them. The Hawthorn game was the loudest I've heard it for a long time, and hopefully we can step it up again, because you know, it is intimidating. I've played in Melbourne against North Melbourne, against Collingwood, you know, big teams, and it's intimidating playing against loud crowds. So I'm excited for that. I know all the other boys are as well, and looking for a big show from the crowd Saturday night.